The Hollywood Beat looks at movies. I'm Tandy Culpepper.
And I'm Reba Merrill.
And today we're talking about two films from Amazon 2025. And you and I both feel something the same about them. The titles are Holland, starring Nicole Kidman, and You're Cordially Invited, starring Will Ferrell and Reese Witherspoon. We're starting with the Reese Witherspoon thing. Reba, your thoughts?
Well, my first thought was, oh my goodness, two blondes actresses, two actresses over 40, actually tipping to 50 or more, and both have production companies, and both of them use their production companies. What more can I say about these films?
They are truly power brokers. They don't have these quote unquote production companies that never produce anything. Starting out with
Wait.
what?
I don't think we should talk about these movies until we show at least a trailer that You're Cordially Invited.
I am so remiss. You were entirely correct. Here's the trailer for You're Cordially Invited.
Welcome home, Cuddlebug.
Hey, Dad.
Who's in the house?
Daddy's in the house.
Big Papa's in the house.
Woo!
Tell them I'll be there in 3 minutes. Okay, bye.
Margot, Peyton's gonna be here for his pitch any minute now.
Hi, wait, I didn't realize you were coming so soon.
How's everything?
We're getting married. My baby sister's engaged. I'm engaged.
Ah!
You're gonna be my brother-in-law.
Oh my God, it's Peyton Manning.
Oh, yeah, but Peyton Manning can wait.
I can't wait to plan this.
I'm gonna plan your wedding.
How about June 1st? Honey, do we know her?
Okay, well, I'm gonna go check us in.
I'm gonna go get us checked in.
Oh no. We've double booked your weddings.
What?
If I see a trailer and all of the best bits of the film are in the trailer, that makes me kind of question if the film achieved what it set out to be. And in this case, I really didn't know what this movie wanted to be. What are your feelings?
Well, I think just to answer the first part, I always had a problem when they always put the best bits in. But I'm wondering if we're dealing with something really different, and that's streaming. And
How
whether
so?
streaming has a different view of how they do trailers, because these films were never opened in theaters.
Yeah, they didn't get a release date in theaters, which says something.
Well, I don't know. It says that Amazon is desperately trying to get a lot of product up there. I have to say something before we even get more into the movie. This thing about Amazon, because they bought MGM.
Yes.
MGM has the most incredible library of any studio in the world. And my thought was, oh, they're going to go into that library, pick some of those great films, which will play brilliantly on streaming, and just update them.
And we're going to spend a couple of episodes or more looking at some of those fantastic films. You're right. MGM was Metro Goldwyn Mayer, named after three guys that ruled the roost in Hollywood back in the early days. So you wouldn't expect anything else by that MGM label. I want to start out with talking about the fact that you've got two very talented leads in this film, and you expect a lot from them. But I was disappointed.
Well, maybe the difference is that I didn't expect too much, and so I wasn't disappointed. To me, it was like comfort food. You know, you know that they're going to deliver, and they, in their own way, deliver. Whether they deliver together, that's another question. I thought they were on two left fields. Okay, I did. But the thing is, I happen to like both of them, and I'm a lot more tolerant of give me a laugh. I mean, some of the stuff was kind of slapstick. I thought the alligator scene was a little over the top.
Jenny's my only family, and she's gone because of you. So I caught this guy, and I was going to unleash him and have him attack you. That's how mad I was. But then I wrestled him too hard, and now I think he's dead.
I am the producer of a show called Is It Dead? And I'm here to tell you, that's not dead.
Well, you don't know. Oh! Oh, no!
Get him out of here!
I'm scared right now!
Pull him by the tail!
Just help me! Stop yelling instructions!
Get him the out of here!
Funny thing is, I got it in here, no problem.
No!
This thing sucks!
Get it to the window! Get it to the window!
Maybe I'll just leave it here.
If you leave me here with that, I'll kill you!
What?
Okay, pick it up!
It's an alligator. Say it so casually, you pick it up.
Ah!
So much torque.
Good. Go. Yes, that's it. Come on, get it to the window.
Can you at least open the window?
You open the window.
You know what? I'll just smash it through the window.
No, you're gonna hurt it.
What the is wrong with you?
Fine.
Please. See you later, alligator.
But for the most part, I didn't love it, but I didn't dislike it. I was in a, kind of give me something so I can have a good time tonight. So
If the trailer didn't do it entirely, what was the premise of this plot?
the premise of the plot,
Yeah,
two weddings mistakenly booked and on one day in a place that can't hold two weddings.
on an
And
island that's supposed to be off South Carolina, but it's actually at a reservoir in Georgia where all the
I had a feeling it had to be Georgia. Georgia's doing everything.
Yes. Georgia gave a lot of tax breaks to the film industry.
But I did like the island. I mean, I like
It was
the look of it.
beautiful.
I mean, that's one thing that South can deliver better than any place else is the beautiful trees and the palatial look of the hotel or the B&B or whatever it was. It wasn't big, but it was lovely. And the two groups getting married were as diverse as one could be. I thought the casting was kind of good to show the different wedding parties. The South was, okay, you're my expert on the South, but I thought it was drenched in Southern whiskey.
Well, here's the thing. There is something called the New South.
I don't think this was the New South, was it?
Well, her family, Reese's character, and let's see, what are they? Will Ferrell plays Jim, who is a widower with a daughter who's getting married. Reese Witherspoon plays Margot, who is a high-flying television producer in LA, and her younger sister is getting married. I wrote down here, the plot is cookie cutter, and it's neither fish nor fowl. And I read this when I was reading up on this movie. One person wrote that it blends Father of the Bride with Wedding Crashers, and I could not put it any better. You've got Reese's kind of comedies, for instance, The Morning Show, tend to be more sophisticated and more like a drama that has comedic elements. Will Ferrell's comedies are sight gag, slapstick, over the top. So it's kind of like oil and water. And I felt like it didn't achieve one aim on this side, and it didn't achieve the other aim on this side. And you asked me about the South. Let me find this because it's so very true. My full name is Tandy Key Culpepper. When I was in trouble, when I was a kid, it was Tandy Key. You know, when I heard that, I knew I was in trouble. So at the end of the film, there's going to be a family photo. And the Southern family from which Margot comes is huge. So she's calling the names of all her siblings and cousins to get lined up. And two of them are called Gwenny Mae and Tucker Lee. They all have, she calls them by first and middle names. And that is so
Is that Southern?
oh, that is so Southern. I've got a cousins on um, my dad's side. We don't speak anymore, so I'm not going to say their names, but they use both their first and middle name, and they live in Mississippi. It is so stereotypically Southern. And this, if you just want to park your brain at the door and watch a movie with a lot of attractive people in it. I mean, oh my God, her fiance is an exotic dancer.
That you're kind. That's not an exotic dancer. That's a hot. He was, but wait, he's also an ENT. I mean, he has two jobs.
I missed that. He's an ear, nose, and throat. How did I miss that?
You missed the blood test, the blood giving, each sister giving blood.
Oh, right. I forgot that.
No, I mean, the thing is that, look, I looked at it as comfort food. You know what they can do, and they did what they know how to do. I think what fascinated me more was that I looked beyond the movie because when I watch a movie, I want to know who, not just the players, but behind the scenes of the players. And when I looked at what Reese Witherspoon has accomplished, not just that she became an extremely wealthy woman, Forbes says that she's worth over $440 million. At one time in 2023, she was the highest paid actress. She also had a slump, but that didn't stop her. She came back full blast.
Redefined herself.
Absolutely. And she's 49, looks 12. She does look young. And the thing is that maybe you don't like this film, but look at it that she produced it. So
Yeah.
maybe we should look at it differently.
Exactly.
And
Hey,
that's the one thing I like about women that step up.
I have a comment that we talked about earlier. Will is 56, I think, and he's the father of the bride. Reese is 49 and has a 21-year-old and a 25-year-old, but she doesn't play the mother of the bride, which I thought was very telling about, do you think that's an ego
No, wait,
thing?
it's a Hollywood thing. She didn't want to be the mother of a 25-year-old because the sister was not 25. I think she was a little older too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know,
There's a line that I would like to share. Toward the end of the movie, the two of them, Will and Reese, are in a car, and she turns to him and says, "Oh, she asks him, do you have a job?" And he says, "I'm the CEO of Delta Airlines."
I was going to ask if Delta wanted their money back, but
I know. And then she says, "Oh, I thought you were a hairdresser." And he says, "That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said about me." And I did laugh about that. I did laugh there.
Some of the lines were funny. But by the way, the director, who also I think wrote this movie, has dabbled in rom-coms before, because he actually directed one that I really liked, was Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I
Oh,
remember
yes.
that.
Yes.
And I was, so he plays well in the sandbox of romantic comedies. I thought this was acceptable, but not sensational. That's all.
Exactly. And I have another question for you. Because I also read this and I thought, I was thinking that the rom-com is in danger of extinction.
No.
You don't really?
No, because the streaming services, that's one thing that they have done really well. This is the perfect venue for the romantic comedy, to be able to watch it at home.
But I really prefer more sophisticated comedy that is rooted in reality.
Well,
The
then wait,
TV series.
look, you never denied that you were gay. So therefore, you cannot look at romantic comedies that are between men and women and not say there's reality there.
Oh, hold on a minute. That's the thing that bothers me, is that everybody assumes that gay relationships are different than straight relationships.
Oh, no, I didn't say they were different. You just don't view our relationships the same way.
Oh, I'm gonna.
Because I can't view gay relationships the same way.
Well, that's something you need to address.
No, because the thing is that they have infidelity a lot more times than straight ones.
Okay, let's get off the.
So this was a movie that we both agreed belonged on a streaming service and delivered something. It wasn't ghastly awful. It's just there.
I was going to make a point. Nobody Wants This, the series. Have you've seen that? If not, okay.
Yes, I've seen it.
That's a comedy that's not for yucks, that has a grounding in reality. That's just what I prefer, because Reese generally is in vehicles like that. My favorite part of the whole movie was the islands in the stream at the end, which had nothing whatsoever to do with, well, it did. It had a precursor. I won't mention that. But they do this sing-along, and the two of them have really good voices. That surprised me.
Did you see the end of the movie where the credits were, where they all sang?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I'm talking.
Oh, that's what you're talking. Well, the thing that I have to say, and maybe it's because I have interviewed Reese just once with Sweet Home Alabama. I told her after the interview she chose the wrong man in the movie, but they didn't ask me.
Let's move along to Holland with Nicole Kidman, and I'm going to beat you to it. Let's play the trailer.
It may seem like we have everything all together, but right under the surface, it's like we're being strangled.
So I got some bad news, Nance. We gotta go to Greenville. Just a one night, though.
Everything okay at home?
Hey, hon, we're back.
You know, it's important to me, Nancy, that you feel safe here. Here's the best part. Because you get to make up a story and control everything. Like directing your own film, but better.
This is weird.
God, I love good mysteries.
Sometimes in life, you just gotta follow the clues wherever they take you.
So joining Nicole in the cast of this film are Matthew Macfadyen from Succession. People will know him from that. And also Gael Garcia Bernal, whom I first saw in Tu Mama Tambien, which was a Mexican movie from Alfonso Cuarón about 2001, 2002. Okay, this is billed as a thriller. It was directed by Mimi Cave. She's done two films. The other one was called Fresh, and it was a horror film. What did you think of this film overall?
I think I didn't like it overall. I think part of it was the casting. And the casting bothered me because I saw no chemistry between any of them. I mean, first she has a husband, I didn't see any chemistry, but that I accepted because I thought it was a strange marriage, which it was. But that she's going to have an adventure with a man and they do start to develop a relationship, I saw like playing to a blank wall. And they're both good actors, but they just, as far as I was concerned, did not gel at all.
Well, here's something interesting. This was originally written around 2013, and it originally was supposed to star Naomi Watts, who's Nicole's best friend, and Bryan Cranston.
And those two I could see.
Oh my God, yes. But here's the really strange thing. Errol Morris was set to direct.
And he does documentaries.
He won the Oscar for The Fog of War about, I can't think of his name, the Secretary of Defense, Robert McNamara, who was Secretary of Defense during the Vietnam War. What is his background?
Okay, wait a minute. It's like the roles, we talk about the roles that actors take that are nothing like what we have perceived them to be. It is the same thing with documentary makers. All of them want to be filmmakers.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That part didn't bother me.
Well, Naomi Watts would have casting, somebody said casting is 90% of everything. I love Nicole Kidman, but this thriller made me think of To Die For, which was kind of absurd.
Yeah, but that was one of my favorite movies.
It was, yes, but that wasn't really this. I think Mimi wanted to make it Hitchcockian because did you see the others with Nicole? It was a horror movie, and it came out the same year as she was nominated. And what was the Moulin Rouge? It was the same year as Moulin Rouge. It was amazing. She was like an Alfred Hitchcock heroine, and it was spellbinding. This was so uneven.
Yeah.
I didn't know where it was going. And
well,
I don't
wait a minute. I don't mind if I don't know where it's going, but I want them to pull me along while I don't mind where it's going.
There weren't
a little bit.
There was no foreshadowing, though, that it was a thriller. I thought it was a suburban housewife finds out her husband is cheating on her and then has an affair. That's not a thriller.
Until the third act.
Until the third act. And you don't earn the payoff in the third act. Here's another thing. Nicole is 5'10". Macfadyen, Matthew Macfadyen, is 6'3". Gael Garcia Bernal is 5'7".
Yes.
Now, Tom Cruise, 5'7", involved in a marriage for 10 years with Nicole. It always looked bizarre.
Well, she never wore high heels in this movie. I watched the feet. She wore flats through the whole movie.
And Gael Garcia Bernal. One, this is set in Holland, Michigan, which has a tulip festival every year called Tulip Time. It's so surreal. It's,
But that was the best part of the movie.
yeah, it was a
I have to
character in the
admit.
film. It was a character in the film. What kind of
And they actually filmed it there. Let's see, I think it was called the Windmill film. They have all those windmills.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah,
all
and
real.
those goofy looking hats. It was founded by Dutch immigrants back in the, I think, 1800s. But you've got a fight scene between Matthew Macfadyen, who's 6'3", and Gael Garcia Bernal, who's 5'7".
Yeah,
And
that's where I had a real problem.
And Gael Garcia Bernal wins the fight scene. And I'm going, no, this does not compute. It really doesn't. There were all these beats that could have been so much more suspenseful. I don't know if it could have been helped by more suspenseful music. If the camera could have been held in close-ups, push-ins, you know how you get those extreme close-ups with the camera pushes in. There were all these various things that I was wanting to see happen that just didn't happen. And casting is everything. Bryan Cranston, Naomi Watts.
Well, if we didn't have them, we had Windmill Island Gardens, and that was the best actor in the entire film. I thought the Dutch dancing and the costumes when they were in Michigan, in actual Holland, Michigan, that part was great. The rest of it could have been anywhere. I have to say this I admire Nicole
I
because
love her.
when I decided to see behind the film, when I saw that Blossom Films, which is hers, produced it, and she had so she had a double dip. She was producer, and then her production company also was the second production company listed. But then I went back to look. I want you to know that Big Little Lies, that sensation on HBO that she was in with Reese, she produced it with her company.
Yes.
And she's got another deal coming up called Pretty Things with Amazon. She has a deal with Amazon.
She's all over the place. She's 55 years old.
No, she's 59. I looked it up.
59? She looks damn good.
Oh, no, she's 57. I'm sorry.
Well, we split the difference. Part of this was filmed in Nashville, and she and her husband
live there,
have a place there.
So she goes home afterwards.
This premiered on
sometime
March 7th at the South by Southwest Festival.
And 3 weeks later, it was on Amazon.
Yes, but at the festival, they have a Q&A with the stars after the screening. And when it came time for the Q&A, a lot of people in the audience had walked out. And that's very telling, very telling. But here is and also, there was a dream sequence. I'm so sick of dream sequences in projects. It's such a tired trope. But here's something about the screenplay that I found very interesting. I learned that there's something called a blacklist, the blacklist in screenwriting.
Yeah, well, the Academy, that's from the Nichols. Okay, I know what it is. This was the best film that hadn't been made.
And here's other films that was number one on the blacklist. Here are other films that were on the blacklist: Argo, The King's Speech, Slumdog Millionaire, and Spotlight, among others. All four of those won Best Picture.
Not this one.
No, didn't even. I wonder if at the outset they might have considered giving it a theatrical release, but I think that they knew that they had I don't want to be uncharitable, not the thriller wasn't thrilling. Let's
No,
put it
and the
that way.
psychological part doesn't hit you till the third act.
Bingo.
I had no
And-
reason to eat nothing. So if you think trains going around in a Christmas tree circle gives you any clues, it doesn't.
I think if we had had a better score, it might have
No,
contributed.
I think we had had better casting. I think it would have worked.
I love
Premise
Nicole.
on paper was quite fascinating, but I think they should have dropped clues a little earlier in the film.
Yes,
And his going away all the time only made her think he was having an affair.
exactly. And
So
and after a fashion, he was.
I thought he was having an affair. They did.
I did too. This had the potential to be very good. It had the wrong director. It had the wrong cast. No chemistry. All three actors I love. When they're in the right project, they are amazing. This one didn't work. Do you have any further thoughts?
No,
Okay.
except that I like two blonde, powerful women. I'm glad they're working and I look forward to what they're making next.
Exactly. On that note, I'm Tandy Culpepper.
And I'm Reba Merrill, and we love movies.
And thank you for watching us on the Hollywood Beat.